Okay, so today I want to talk about willpower and also making an omelette. So I'm just going to get a bowl quickly. I've already got one out here. Willpower. Do you struggle with willpower? Do you struggle with motivation? Do you struggle with staying motivated? Pan. The way I make my omelettes is pan goes on straight away, and we're going to put it on about 2 or 3, and I couldn't even tell you what temperature that is, but about gas mark 2 or 3. Then we get a fork, then we get some butter, only the best, and then we're going to throw some butter into the pan, about that much. There's a fork with that much butter on it. I presume that's what, a tablespoon-ish of butter. Straight in the pan. That goes in there. We've got our eggs ready. We've got a bowl for the eggs. I'm going to see if I've got any garlic. And if we have, we're going to throw some garlic in. And if we haven't got any garlic, then we're not going to throw any garlic in. I eat that much garlic, I ran out. So we're going to see if we've got any onion. The next best thing is onion. Beautiful. We have red onion. And we have a knife. So what I'm going to do is going to chop that onion up while I talk to you about willpower. I was actually talking to a client this morning. You watch me chop my finger off while I'm trying to cut an onion and talk to you at the same time. Talking to a client this morning. She's been with me close to 6 months. You watch me also burst into tears cutting this. She's been with me 6 months. Got incredible results. Dropped a few dress sizes. Feeling better than she's ever felt. Fitter than she's ever felt. She's got a... she's a busy mom. Runs a business. So we've got to try and keep her stress levels down while actually enjoying the process of what she's doing. So that's where she's at. Now what she said to me this morning is she's starting to lose willpower a little bit. So she went out with her husband. She's eating a few things that I'm just trying to peel the onion now. I'm just keeping an eye on the butter as well, make sure that doesn't burn. And she said she was she's eating a few things that she hasn't been eating over the last 6 months. And she says she's losing her willpower a little bit. And if that sounds like you, if it sounds like you're on some kind of health and fitness mission, and you either hit a plateau, or you've done that in the past, you've hit a plateau, or you've given up and you've rebounded and put the weight back on again, or you've got out of shape again after being in shape, there's something very simple going on. So I've peeled my onions, I've chopped them in half. Now what I'm going to do is make tiny little squares out of them. So the way I do it is I get the onion, put my hands on it like that, and then I'm going to slice straight through the middle of it. So I'll slice straight through the middle, and then what I'll do is I'll go from the top down and I'll slice it. So this is the front here. Here's the front. Once it's been sliced that way, I then slice it that way. Okay, straight down the top. That gives me nice little squares. So I sliced it straight down the middle. You can't really see that, but there we go. We've gone in there. We sliced it straight down the middle. And then now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go in at the top like that. So now I've gone down the middle here, and you can see my little slits down the top there. And now all I do is I just chop, 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 chop. And then it's not going to be like Jamie Oliver, like... It's not going to be like that, so don't wait for that. It's just going to be nice easy chops. So there's something very simple at play when you lose motivation, when you lose willpower. Basically all that's happened, you haven't lost willpower, you haven't lost motivation. They're just made up things, made up words that the industry uses. All you've done is lost urgency. So the butter's now melted in the pan. I don't know if I can tip this up without spilling it everywhere. So now all I do is I just whoosh it around the whole pan, grease the whole pan, ready for my eggs that I'm going to put in, so that they don't stick to the pan at all. So I'm just moving it around, whooshing it around, and as you can see all the butter's covered the bottom of that pan nicely. That's ready for my onions to go in. So stick that back on the heat. I've chopped one half of the onion, I'm going to chop the other half of the onion. So there's no such thing as willpower, there's no such thing as motivation, in my opinion. There's just lack of urgency and lack of logic. I'm going to turn that heat up a little bit because I want the onions to cook through, and then I'll sweat them out at a lower temperature. So again, just cutting the other half of the onion, slicing it through, chopping it down the top, and then cutting it into little squares. So what do I mean by that? So if you look at if you had a graph in front of you, right? So along the bottom of the screen, here, that's kind of the middle, but along the bottom of the screen here, all the way down this side is time. Okay, so this is time across here. So this is the start of your journey, and this is time. And then up the side here, you've got, let's just say, motivation, all right? So you've got motivation here. At the start of your journey, your motivation will be really, really high, okay? I know I said there's no such thing as motivation, stay with me. Your motivation's really high. Now, as time goes on, what happens is your results should go up. You get closer to your goal. Now motivation starts to come down because you're getting closer to your goal. Now there's less urgency to do what you're doing because you're kind of seeing results, you're moving forwards. Or it can also work that if you don't see results, then your motivation can go down as well. But what happens with most people is the further you get away from your starting point, the pain of what made you start going on a mission. So you may have been out of shape, you may have been unhealthy, you may have had some kind of health scare, you may have had a partner leave you maybe. By the way, all I'm doing now is just moving these onions around, getting them completely covered in the butter, and then I'll sweat them down a little bit. So you may have had something to kickstart, or it might even just be January. You may have stepped on the scales in January and thought, yeah, I need to lose some weight. Or you've got a holiday coming up. So whatever it is has triggered it, your motivation is really high. Now the closer you go through, the further you go through your mission, the closer you get to your goal, or just the further along in time, motivation starts to come down. So all we get to do, if you want that motivation to go up, if you want willpower to go up, is we spike the urgency. We reevaluate. We take our current situation and we do exactly what we did at the start of our journey. All I'm doing now, by the way, is cracking. What are we going to do? We're going to go 2 whole eggs, 4 egg whites. I'm just going to get a whisk. I'm just going to move those onions around. I don't want the onions to burn. I want them to sweat down and go soft, but I don't want them to burn. So we have to reevaluate, we have to reassess, we have to create the urgency, we have to build the pain up of where we are. We've got to not get comfortable, not get complacent. And we've got to see ourselves as continually improving rather than trying to just get to a certain point. And now me talking to you, I've put 3 whole eggs in, so all I'm going to do is scoop out. Alright? You want a sandwich? Maggie's here and she wants a sandwich. Fortunately enough, we made some homemade banana cake. Would you like some cake?
Yeah.
Say hi. Cake. I'll be back in 1 second. Here you go. Okay, put it down. So we need to reevaluate, reassess, see ourselves as not somebody who quits, see ourselves as not someone who gives up, but instead see ourselves as someone who just continually improves. Because we're not on a diet, we're not a fat person on a diet. We're not a fat person trying to get into shape. We're not a skinny person trying to build muscle. Because if we label ourselves as a fat person trying to lose weight, or an unhealthy person trying to lose weight, or a skinny person trying to build muscle, or an out of shape person trying to get in shape, if we label ourselves as that, and then we attach that to us, and then that becomes our identity. So no matter how far you go through your mission, no matter what shape you get into, if you still have the identity of a fat person, or an out of shape person, or a skinny person, or a tired person, or a lazy person, or a person who has no motivation, if that's your identity, then your actions will correlate with that identity, by the way. So what I've done is 6 eggs are in that. Took with that too much. 4 egg whites, 2 whole eggs. Give it a good old stir. I'm just doing it with a fork, by the way. I've got the whisk in the pan. I don't know why I've got a whisk. I'm not making scrambled egg. I'm doing an omelette. So we just whisk that up, whisk that up, whisk that up. So it's an even consistency all the way through. I'm moving around these onions. Again, I want them soft. Don't want them burnt. So I'm just moving them around on a low heat. Again, I've gone down to about a 2 or a 3 on the heat. Keep moving around. I don't want them to burn. And then what I do is I go over to the condiments cupboard. We're going to go with chilies. So it's all about removing the identity of the person of who you aren't, and instead having the identity of the person who you want to be. Chilies go straight into the pan. See the pan here? We're just going to shake, 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 shake. Get those chilies in. People say chilies speed up your metabolism. I'm not sure if that's entirely true, but I like hot food. I like chilies. It helps with digestion. Whether it speeds up metabolism, again, I'm not 100% sure on that. So if you've lost your motivation, you've lost your willpower, just check in with where you're. I'm just seeing if we've got some paprika. I've got some paprika. I'm going to have paprika omelette. Why not? Just check in with what your identity is, what you're labeling yourself as. Because words are very, very powerful. Thoughts are very powerful, and whatever you see yourself as. I've got some basil as well. I'm going to throw some basil in there. So the chili flakes went into the onions, but the rest, paprika and basil, has gone into the egg mix. If you see yourself as someone who's out of shape, unhealthy, that's your identity. You will do things that directly correlate to that. I see myself as a work in progress. I see myself as someone who continuously improves. I have it in my mind that I'm an athlete. It doesn't matter if it's true or not, it's just a story, and the story serves me. If I call myself an athlete, then I start taking actions like an athlete would take. I start training like an athlete, I start sleeping like an athlete, I start eating like an athlete, I start surrounding myself with other people who are like athletes. If I call myself, take business, if I call myself an entrepreneur, I start hanging around with more entrepreneurs and less people that have jobs. If I call myself an employee, I start hanging around with more people that are employees and less people that have got jobs. So that's the secret. My battery's gone on my video recording system. I've now poured. Oh no, I can't tip it. I've poured the egg into the pan. I literally just got the fork and just moved it around a little bit, just to get it all in between the onion, mixing it all in nicely, and then just letting it settle. I'm just going to let it chill out in there. What I've also got now is, because I'm a cheese fan, I've got about that much cheddar. Good old block of cheddar cheese. And how much are we going to put in? I'm feeling cheesy, so we're going to go with the whole lot. So all I've done there is I've sliced it up. Boom, we've got that block of cheddar into slices. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut straight down the top of it. So I'm going to hold it like that. I'm going to go straight down the top twice to get little rectangles. Like that. And then we're going to turn it sideways and cut all those little rectangles all the way down. So we've got a load of little squares. And then all we do... that didn't work. And then all we do is just scatter it into the omelette. All these squares. In fact, I'm not going to be cheesy and greedy. I'm going to save about a third of that. Not even a third of that. I've got Max sat by the side of me, and he's going to have some. Max is my dog. If anybody wondering what that is. So yeah, just scattering the cheese all over like a pizza. Cheese goes all over. Ooh, there we go. Cheese all over the omelette. That'll melt in nicely while it's cooking. And there was about this much left. Max is going to have it. Come here. 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 Come here. Come here. Come here. Come here. Here he is. Here, I don't know if you can see him down there. Come here. Come here. Come here. Come here. Come here. There you go. Here's Max. Some more. Here. Here. So motivation, willpower. It's nothing to do with that. It's all about identity. Who you see yourself as. Also reminding yourself of your goals, why they're important. And then what you'll find is your actions will start to be in line with that identity. Your words will start to be in line with that identity. Cheese goes in the bin. Your actions and words will create a little bit of cheese. They won't create a little bit of cheese. They'll create habits. And your habits then create your results, which create your reality. One more thing. Pepper. And that will sit there for about 5 or 6 minutes on a low heat. It shouldn't burn at that low heat. And then it'll be ready. Okay, omelette's been cooking for about 3 minutes. All I'm going to do is get a spatula and just go in around the edge. Just lift it off a little bit. Give it a shake. Make sure it's not sticking to the bottom of the pan. Not tip it up too much so it doesn't fall all over the side. Back on the heat. Leaving it there for about another minute. And then it should cook through. If you want to speed the process up, you can just whack it under the grill to cook the top. Because the bottom's cooked now. So I could put it under the grill, but I'm just not going to. I'm just going to let it cook through. What I'm also going to do for the last minute is chuck some vegetables, microwave veg, in the microwave. Now, usually I will do vegetables, I'll just boil them for a little bit. But I got home from the gym late on Sunday. Monday is the food shop day, but I needed some food after the gym, so I just picked up steak and a bag of vegetables, and I had half a bag of vegetables left over because it's a massive bag. So all I'm going to do as soon as this omelette's finished, I'm going to chuck it on the plate. The vegetables will be done. So I'm going to have omelette and vegetables. And that's it. Omelette, veg, how to keep willpower and motivation up. Change your identity. You'll end up eating good food. You'll end up doing the workouts that you should be doing. You'll end up talking more positively. You'll have better sleep, better rest. You'll hang around with better people because of your identity. We start to hang around with people who are like us. And we'll attract people who are like us to us as well. So if our identity is that of an athlete who's continuously improving with their body, it doesn't matter whether you're I'm a dad, working dad. I'm a business owner dad. Yeah, I still like to see myself as an athlete, like business owner / dad / athlete. It's just a label. It's just a label. It serves me. That's why I do it. And it gets me the results that I want. It gets me the healthy, strong, fit body. It gets me the energy that I want, and everything else that comes with it. So change your identity, eat right, train right, sleep right, attract the right people around you. It's impossible to be out of shape when you do that. It's impossible. It's impossible to lose willpower and motivation. Like, it just is. Give it a go and let me know how you get on. Keep me updated in the comments of wherever this video is posted. Take care, and I will speak to you soon.